It's the one and only Two Live Show. Let's go. Two Live Show. We in this bitch. Two Live Show. Our facts legit. Two Live Show. We keep it lit. Two Live Show. I got them views. Two Live Show. She got them too. Two Live Show. We can't not lose. Two Live Show. Hey. What's up?
What's up? It's the Two Live Show, and we're live. Finally. I am the nice one, and of course,
I am Joy. Quick correction: it was Winona Judd who killed herself. I said Naomi, but I said Wyoming for the first time, so always stick with your first answer. And happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I had a really bad indigestion thing going on. It was just like, I don't know if it was a pollen, so forgive me for that. But happy Mother's Day, Winona Judd. Sorry you took your life. She was suffering with mental issues. So, how are you doing, sir?
Well, that's why we didn't have a recording last week, because she was under the weather, so now you know. I'm fine, I lost a little weight.
Hey.
Sweating to the 90s outside, doing yard work and shit daily. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is my slow day at the shop, so I'm usually in here grinding at the house, getting shit improved. Got a lot of housework done with contractors and, and the fence painted. I don't know if you know if the fence got painted, but the fence is painted different color than it was before. Just trying to get the shop situated. We're having a grand opening tomorrow for the clients. Appreciation for you continuing business with us. We want to show our gratitude, give you some good, sandwiches to snack on during lunchtime. Burgers and beef sausages and beef hot dogs. So along with some drinks, little cocktails and edibles. Not edibles, but dessert. That's what I'm trying to say. Hey, you want edibles though?
Hey, yeah.
But anyway,
shout out.
yeah.
They actually came through for Mother's Day. They had a nice little brunch going on. They had a lady made some really good drinks, so shout out to her. But please, Myra, yes, Myra came through in a clutch. I was like, wow. So my kids got their hair cut, and I got a little buzz. So it was really went well. So
we take care of you.
They do. Quick thing. What do you think about Kendrick's album, Kendrick Lamar?
Man, phenomenal, boy. That guy is he's so on point in the perfect timing, He let all the other little CDs come, get y'all a little shine, for the year. And then his shit drop is like Hiroshima Part 2. That shit just is bombing everything out there. It's album of the year already. And it's only May. And I know it's nothing better coming out, because this is dealing with some real life shit. For your fears and your mental illnesses and family issues and sexual abuse and transgender in your own family and gay and usage of words and just fathers, and this guy is just he just like good wine. He just get better with time, and it takes a while to brew shit like this, and I appreciate it. Mwah. You haven't listened to it,
it's amazing. You're missing out. You
Go
really miss it. He really.
now.
I'm so happy he thought about him. He talked about going to therapy and being very open with it, because in the Black community, therapy is just like, oh, you're satanic. But like,
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it right now. I think I need therapy.
Yeah,
I have a lot of shit.
I literally have been going to therapy for the past 3 years now. So
good for you.
Thank
Glad
you.
for that.
Yeah. We're just getting there, starting to understand some of the crazy stuff. So
all right.
Yeah. Where we
who you got in the playoffs, the basketball NBA?
It's gonna be the finals are gonna be the Warriors and Heat.
That Heat beating Boston?
I believe so. I think Boston's a young team, but they don't have that nucleus yet.
Yeah.
You know, they're a young team. I just think they don't have that nucleus. You know, the
I
Warriors.
think Butler really want that.
Yeah, but I think the Warriors, they're just playing on a stupid playing field right now. So.
Yeah, they got the advantage. You know,
Yeah.
too many shooters out
Too
there.
many people. Too many of them.
I mean, Clay and just Curry and then Poole.
That's like 60 points right there between
Yeah.
two dudes.
Yeah, so
So you got to stop 60 points.
yeah, I agree with that. I thought Boston may can, you know, get it, but unless they get Harford and Smart back, then it's probably not gonna.
Right.
It's not gonna happen. So, but they played their ass off. They beat the defending champ. So give them props for that. You know what I'm saying?
That was a good series too.
Hell yeah, it was. So, anywho, what we got?
Big facts.
Okay. Hey.
Big facts is the Melon Report. Big facts is the Melon Report with Joy. Big facts is the Melon Report. No cap. Big facts is the Melon Report.
Hey. Old prep move back in the 80s.
Yeah, that's
the
speed
prep.
demon. Anyway,
Yeah.
so two
Don't look the same no more.
Two large things happened as far as anniversary in American history. The first one in 1954 on May 17th was the Brown Board of Education hearing. It's when Topeka, Kansas, a young lady, they said, hey, these schools are not equal. You know, we're separate, but not equal. So the Brown Board of Education said, we have to integrate because we have to do the separate but equal thing. And across the land, schools, were integrated. The problem with the ruling is that they didn't give them a time frame, like, hey, this is when you have to integrate these schools. They left it up to the states, or it just was very loosely open. They never said, hey, in 3 years, all American schools need to be 85% integrated. So, of course, states dragged out their timeline when integrated. The state of Virginia closed 85% of their public schools, and then that's how we got the Christian academies. Anyway, because they said that if we're a religious school, the federal government can't tell us how, who, or what to admit. But that's sort of another thing. The very next day, in May 18th, 1897, we had Homer Ferguson sue Homer Plessy sued the city of Ferguson, Missouri. So what happened there was that Plessy was a very fair-skinned man. He was 1% black. Maybe even less.
So give him a comparison to who he probably looked like.
He probably looked like Drake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But with probably more straighter hair.
Mm-hmm. So more.
Yeah, so he probably I say the closest guy is Drake. So he was on this train and he was trying to go to the box seats where the white folks were, and someone was like, no, you can't sit here, this is the South, you're
get out of here, nigger.
Basically he was like, well, no, blah blah blah, I have a right to be here because I'm mostly blah blah white, and they're like, no, you're black, you got that one drop rule, go back. So he sued Ferguson, saying that they have the same rights as a white person. Has to be. They're like, no, this is where they came up separate but equal. You guys are going to live here, and we're going to stay here. As long as it's separate and equal, then we're fine. So what happened was the Brown Board of Education said these schools they're separate, but they're not equal, and that's how I got overturned. So if it weren't for Plessy, there would be no Brown Board versus Education. So I just thought it was interesting how those two dates sort of interlap.
Yeah, tie in.
And Thurgood Marshall was the one who ruled over Brown versus Board of Education, by the way.
Yes.
So it's a lot of black history in there.
Well, that was his key.
His crowning moment.
Exactly.
Yes, that was his diamond.
And they was praying on him for his downfall. He came up triumph at the end, as we always do.
Texas State University. That's where you went. HBCU. Support him.
Well, I don't know why they're so afraid, but hey, they say you reap what you sow. So maybe that's so. Yeah, that's it. It could be sore when you do sow it.
Facts.
Yeah.
So
what we got now?
We have 5 questions. So.
Yeah, there we go.
Too much show. Music, sports.
5 questions, 30 seconds. Let's go.
All right. First question.
All right. First question. Chocolate or vanilla, and why?
Chocolate over everything.
Okay.
It's just flavorful and it tastes good. Whether it be food, man, color of furniture, tiles, whatever, carpet, chocolate over
Black,
everything.
black.
Yeah, that's right. Right.
Oh, I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Easy said and done. So no vanilla, huh?
Black coffee, no sugar, no
No
cream.
cream. Hey.
That's the kind of guy who went down for my team.
Yeah, that's just her saying no mine. All right. Are you attending any shows, concerts, events this off season?
I don't know. Like, I really like to see Jill Scott. Bjork is not coming anywhere in the States, so I've already checked. I would like to see definitely Jill Scott, hopefully Kendrick. Maxwell would be great as well, but it just depends on where I am and who's performing who. Like, that's sort of like what I would really want to do. Just sit out, listen to some great music, and chill.
Is there a big push to get Bork back out there? Because maybe her fan base is not that
No,
strong.
she was in L.A., but I had already left. But yeah, Bjork she sells out. That's my girl. That's my girl. She's doing her old songs too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's doing her old hits. Love you, Bjork.
Okay, out of all the friends you had in high school, how many do you have now in 2022?
Well, I didn't really have any friends in high school, but I had the same friends since middle school. Tanya, Katie, love you ladies, my sisters.
No guy friends.
No. My ladies, my sisters. Tanya religiously watches the show, so thank you, Tanya. Shout out to you.
Hey.
LSUSD, yeah.
Appreciate you, Tanya.
Thank you, Tanya. We love you.
Yeah.
Katie, can't wait to see you guys. But they've been my girls since middle school, so down for life.
All right. Tanya.
Yes. Keylock, that was her rap name.
Keylock. I'm about to hear one of those tunes,
Yeah,
Keylock.
yeah, Keylock.
Because I was the nice one.
Yeah.
Still is. Psych.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Anyway, next question. How long or old you want to be before you buy or purchase your second home?
I like to buy
where?
I would like to buy my second home within the next 2 to 3 years. Where? I don't know. Just somewhere I know I can get my money back. Real estate as well. So if anything, maybe somewhere in Georgia, LA would be ideal. I know. LA would be ideal. Somewhere even in Alabama or somewhere like that, where I can get cheap property, but then try to flip it. So maybe the Panhandle of Florida. But you know what? I don't deal with Florida, but definitely somewhere like that.
Yeah, facts. We don't fuck with Florida.
No, we don't.
Florida don't fuck with me.
No.
You understand that? We don't fuck with Florida because Florida don't fuck with me. Unless it's property area, then of course, because that's where we at. I ain't talking about that part. Duh. So I'm talking about Florida.
Florida.
Anyway, last question, I think so. Do you like what you see in the future for our kids?
No.
So no bright spots nowhere, huh? They all gonna be carrying the 30 clip and the sticks, huh?
Yeah. No. I don't. This generation, they're just
Damn. So it's gonna get better or worse?
Probably with these kids worse.
Because if they have kids,
even worse. This is about to be a Mad Max.
Shit. All right, dads. You have sons.
And
but save your money up, or parents save your money because the kids are not gonna take care of you.
Man, and like
they're waiting on you to get up out of here so they get that insurance on you.
My kids don't even know I have insurance.
Sheesh.
And they never will. So we got to do our dedication.
All right, yeah. Dedication.
Dedication?
Yes, sir. Who is it now?
Two Line Show presents the R.I.P. edition. Rest in peace. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Rest in peace.
All right, who on this? Let's give a shout out to the boy that everybody loves to hate, even after death. Y'all some low down motherfuckers for that. Kevin, the truth and nothing but the truth, Samuels. Boy, women. Boy, they say a hit dog will holler, bro. I swear. That guy ain't do nothing but tell the truth to a sector of women that it fits perfectly factual to it's like a to whom it may concern. So all to whom it may concern motherfucker was all chirping in and mad at him and wanted to discredit what he was saying, but it was all true. Now, I'm not saying everything he said was facts. I'm just saying that spectrum of it. Now, this man is gone. He died doing what he wanted to do, of course. He had a nice little breezy on the side. Too many goddamn Red Bulls and probably too many pills and say la vie at a certain age. You can't do that shit. Come on, man. You gotta be smart. That was on him, but he died like he wanted to, I feel. Not if he was on the path. I ain't saying like he wanted to. He didn't want to die, goddamn. But that man passed, and y'all, first thing I had to say is some old negative shit. So just remember, you don't want to be the person, that shit happens and you out of here and everybody talking like, see how that dumb bitch died? She was talking shit about old boy. Look at her. Get caught up in an accident. So just be careful about talking about the dead, man. Especially when they ain't do nothing but tell the truth. Y'all hate the truth now? Apparently so. Real spill.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Hey, man. Rest in peace to my boy.
Light applause.
Yeah.
So, we're going to talk about something that's, I think, has been plaguing our country, in certain sectors of our country especially. As everyone knows that there was a shooting in Buffalo last Sunday, and an 18-year-old man
Well,
went
in
in
case
there.
you didn't know.
18-year-old man drove 200 miles from Cochran, New York to Buffalo, New York, and that was so smooth.
Yeah.
From Buffalo, New York, and did research for like a month, and he shot up this Tops, I guess, food store. People were talking about how this great replacement theory is a new thing in America, and it's not. It's been a thing since the 1920s.
They've been scared.
They've been afraid that there would be like a majority takeover. The world has more people of color than people who are consider themselves white. You have South America. India has 1 billion people. China has 1 billion people. The continent has a nice number of people. So the majority of the world is like Turkey, India, Pakistan. All those Palestine, all those countries are people melanin. They have color. But I think this what happens when the media feeds into this white supremacist notion that every viewpoint or point of view is from a prime perspective. So when you're white and all you listen to see is white things, and then all of a sudden you see color here, color here, color there, you may feel threatened, especially if you're not educated. So this man, right, had this whole theory that it's a design by the government that to replace white folks. But what was the real replacement theory? Was when they came over here and they literally replaced the natives, their culture, their language. What we don't even call what America is. We don't even know what America was called before, the so-called intrusion or founding of it. So they've already did the great replacement. They replaced a whole nation of people. So, now because they feel that within the next 10, 15, 20 years, they're not going to be the majority. And why would you not want to be a minority? Because you know how the minority are treated and how you treat the minority. So I go to say this is that this is not new. This killing and destruction of black society, black folk, black spirit is very much an American way. To Tulsa, to Rosewood, to every massacre that we have not heard or read about. This is what they do. They feel threatened, they kill us. And it's been an ongoing thing. And they worry about us, their responses. What about black on black crime? We're not killing each other because we're black. We're killing each other for position and power and just to get a foot up. We're killing each other really out of ignorance and just lack of communication. But I'm not killing him because, oh, this dude is black. In the black community, we're very so much against black on black crime, which is why we constantly talk about it. But you don't see any black folks. As much as we've been through Hispanic, Asian, them gearing, arming themselves and driving 200 miles to kill white folks. The only people who have done that is you. Even the subway killer didn't say, I'm strictly aiming for a white person. No, they just hated everyone. He was an equal hater. He was an equal, I don't like people. He didn't aim at one group. But this guy did his research. He had nigger on the barrel of his gun. He had, the 14-word thing that they have, something about upholding white society or BS for white children to feature whatever. I don't know because I'm not into that. But the fact is, like, he did his research. He purposely went to that supermarket because he knew black people would be there.
Mm-hmm.
The son of a bitch did not kill anybody young. He killed the youngest person he
He
killed.
don't like gangbangers, but he ain't got no neighborhood.
Yeah, the youngest person he killed was 34, 35 years old, and the rest were in their 60s. Like, that's a coward, man. You took out old church people. One lady was 83. Like, what threat is she to your superiority? And if you feel that weak, I don't know what to tell you. But it's an illness. The only way we can fix it if we talk about it, if we expose the racists who they are and call a racist and shame them back into like the cave they came from.
And also, to elaborate on that, the only way to do that is to also include the white allies that we have to speak out against their family members and also people they know that are just blatantly racist and they let that shit slide by. You need to see space. You need to speak up and say something. Like, the shit is wrong on so many levels. So they got stuck. But yeah, speak up, man. Because if y'all don't want to be grouped in and be labeled as, pretty much what do you call a person? Because complicit to it.
That's what it is, complicit.
Complicit to the situation. Then do better, because we can't do this all by ourselves, because we're not in a position of power to be at the meetings and hear the little sideways results that, when the black assistant come in and then he leaves out, y'all make a little joke about, how his nose is or how his lips are looking or some shit like that, or, he did a dance and I told him to do it, and y'all laugh, like saying some derogatory shit behind their back. Somebody need to stand up like, nah, that shit ain't right, man. You do that shit again, I'm gonna report you to get your ass fired. Like, until we have white folks like that, then this shit gonna carry on generation. And we thought that we was waiting on the old people to die out, but this, how old was this dude? 18 years old. So they already recruiting a new batch of hate and motherfucking, and just don't like people who don't look like them. So it's never going to die until everybody is accountable and standing up. That means you too.
And that's it. That's an ally. Is that if you with your friends and they're spouting racist things, whether it's the N-word or something really inappropriate, you like, yo, man, are we good? Like, there was
just like that Uber driver did,
right?
Yeah.
He was like, the lady said, "I'm so glad that you're white." He kicked her out of the car. Meaning that, don't even feel comfortable saying that. Those are the type of white people we need. Not ones who are just like, I'm not racist, but I'm not going to say it. There's a reason why owners don't want another black owner or black GM, because you can't be racist with another black man looking at you. So they feel more comfortable with the white guy because if they say something, they know that they're not going to say anything back, whether they agree with that ideology. And the only way you spot a roach if you shine a light on it. And racism is very much, it's been creeping there over the years. It's been there. It's been there. It's been there. We've used technology and the fact that it may hurt to be considered racist. I couldn't imagine. But the fact is, the only way you solve a disease is if you call for it and then you treat it. Um, South Africa did a brilliant thing after Nelson Mandela was released. They had to choose the reconciliation committee where everybody just talked about how they felt and they got it all out there. It didn't fix the problem, but at least it was out there. Like we have a debate about telling American history and why it's not good to have Confederate flags around. We're still having that debate in 2022.
In the 21st century.
In the 21st century, we can't understand why we shouldn't be honoring someone who wanted to separate the country and to keep people into slavery, all because of 100 votes you make it from that. So we have
Cowards.
Yeah, like we have a lot of growing up to do. Well, they have a lot of growing up to do because we're been ready to move forward. We've been ready to look past that. That whole "I Have a Dream" speech was not for you. It was Martin Luther King saying, "Hey, I'm talking for Black people. Judge us by our character, judge us by our content. Let us be a part of the world." It wasn't for all people. It was just basically saying, "Hey, we're human too." So you guys get that speech all effed up. It's not for everybody. It was just for us. But anyway, that's here nor there. My advice to people who have these thoughts in their head, nothing's been taken away from you. If anything, you keep getting more. And you have to ask yourself why you feel so insignificant when the world is your oyster. Or powerless.
Yeah, and if you're not in a position of power or where you want to be in life, then that's kind of your fault. You're not taking advantage of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go anywhere you can get a job just because they want to give you the job before they give it to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to work, you can work. There's really no excuse. Motherfuckers just in these bullshit mindsets where they think people are just gonna give them something, and just because everybody else living their life to the fullest because they worked hard to live like that, that's a threat to you. That's just a fucking insane person who is mentally challenged and needs to be put away and isolated somewhere or put down. Like real talk. So it won't change until everybody change it. It's not gonna change on its own.
And it just can't be us.
Yeah, it can't be us.
It's like there was a kid in high school somewhere. They're putting black and white colored signs on the water fountain. That's taught behavior. You just don't pick that up. That's something that you hear. You know what I mean?
It's not only taught behavior; it's a behavior that's been okayed or not questioned or not checked.
Right.
Like you see a kid doing something you know is racist or white parent or white mother or white dad. You see a kid saying something or doing something racist and you know it's racist. Check them and tell them why it's not right. And make them understand the history behind it.
And this is why we need history in schools, not because your kid is that sensitive. My kids constantly have to tell them that you suck in class, you ain't shit no matter what. And you're always going to be the downtrodden. And your kid should kind of hear why that is.
C.R.T, the country's real truth.
Amen.
That's the t-shirt's coming soon.
Amen. Country's real truth. We'll talk. It's history. All it is history. You should want your kid to know history. But when the hero all becomes the bad guy, that's where the problem comes.
Yeah. So in closing,
I hope that we don't see more of these attacks.
Yeah.
But the way the country is right now, everybody's sort of heated up. Lines have been drawn. Either you're a Trumpster or you're not. Sadly to say, I think we're going to see more of these. I just ask and pray that we keep ourselves safe.
Stay dangerous.
And if you're ally white folks, if you're like D-Nice said, if they're saying some racist crap, nip it in the bud. Don't ignore it. White parents, do better. You know what I mean? If you're ashamed of your history, then try to change the future.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like that.
And
all right, so
my joy and pain.
yeah, I'm sure joy.
Yo, joy.
Besides that gum,
It's really tasty. Yo, Last day of work is tomorrow.
Hey.
Yeah, so I get to go on vacation, chill with the kids, see the family, be off. Not sure if I'll return them back next year. I don't want to, but it's what it is. That's my joy. My pain is definitely what happened in Buffalo. I hate seeing those people like that. Just definitely, you survive all the way into your 60s to be shot down. The guy was actually engaged. One of the women who were killed. They were supposed to be getting married. This arrogant piece of crap felt that his needs or his fears were greater than somebody living out the rest of their lives. And just shout out to the families. My I I can only offer you thoughts and prayers, but I pray that um, you know the guy doesn't ever see the light of day again ever. And I hope he gets anally raped in prison.
Fact.
Yeah. Real spill from a G.
Man, what a tough week. RIP all them lost souls for no reason. Buffalo. Hey man, we just gotta learn how to stay strapped and be prepared. Unfortunately, that's the life and the time we live in now. And you need to teach your kids how to properly use a gun, not for just sports and to be out here robbing and stealing from folk, but to protect the family and protect themselves. Because beyond them trying to kill somebody who looks like them, it's a white man who glad you're doing it and cheers when he hears about it and says, "Hey, I'm glad he got to him first before I got to him." So y'all need to recognize that when you kill your own, it's a cheerleader out there glad you're doing it. It ain't just the ops that you fucking killing that is celebrating the shit. It's the white man too that don't like your black ass because of the color of your skin. So just basically get out of your own little bubble and stupidity and think outside of yourself and look and protect your family and yourselves. Because there's no reason why a grocery store full of black people and nobody had no gun. I don't know what the laws are up there. Maybe they can't carry them, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all have everywhere else to kill and shoot up everybody else on the highway and everything else. Don't let nobody come in your property, in your world, and in your neighborhood and fucking come in and do no shit like that. Stay prepared so we want to be prepared.
All right. Well, that is our video for the week. I hope everybody has a safe rest of the week. Enjoy the weekend. And we'll see you guys back next week.
All right. Real spill.
Respect.
Holla.
Holla.
Yeah.